Hi there, Earthling. Looks like you've landed on a Podcastage video, and based on my attire, the scenery, and the music, can you tell it's the holiday season? And by golly, I have been feeling the holiday spirit. Some might say I'm infected with it. Yahoo! What does that mean? It is now time for the 5th annual Podcastage's favorite audio gear of the year, and we're just jumping into it, starting with my favorite microphones. Empezando por el número 3, el Neumann, Neumann BCM 104. That was ridiculous. I just find this to be a fantastic sounding broadcast microphone, and it's just made more interesting because it's a broadcast condenser, which seems to be more of a rare offering. It is a Neumann, so it is extremely expensive. Do you need to spend this much money to get a good sounding microphone for your studio, your podcast, your broadcast, whatever? Certainly not. But if you have the budget, if you like this sound, and you are looking for more of a condenser sound, I think this thing sounds absolutely fantastic, and it's only made better for me because I stole this from Fluff at Riff Spirits and Gear. Thank you very much, and sorry about that. Let's go on to Microfono dos. That didn't sound right. Es microfono. Lo siento. Let's jump to my second favorite microphone of the year, which is the Lewitt Ray, which is what you are hearing. This microphone uses the same capsule as the LCT440, so it is on the brighter side of things. Some people will love it, others will hate it. The reason this is my second favorite microphone, though, is the technology inside of it, which is Aura technology, or as it's marketed, autofocus for your voice. Very simply, it has a distance sensor inside of it, and depending how close the sound source is to the microphone, it adjusts the microphone sensitivity, as well as adjusting out some of the proximity effect. So as I get super close, the microphone will get quieter. As I move further away, the microphone will get louder, and as I get closer, again, the bass will get reduced a bit so it doesn't have this overwhelming proximity effect. Another feature that I love is it has a mute button on the microphone. Now I am muted. That is absolutely amazing. I love mute buttons, but you can also set mute by distance. So if I move back, if I get closer, I am unmuted. Closer, I am unmuted. It is just a really neat piece of technology that can be very useful for certain situations. If you're a live streamer or podcaster that moves around a lot and you don't want to have to worry about doing a bunch of processing, or if you want the ability to really easily mute yourself that is just really nice to have, and I understand why some people may not want this. You can disable it, but if you're doing that, just go for the 440. I just love seeing new technology that's pushing recording forward and trying new and interesting things. That's why this is number 2 for me this year. Zuletzt Nummer 1. I apologize to the Germans. My favorite microphone of the year that I reviewed is the SE Electronics X1A, a $100 condenser microphone. The reason this is my favorite mic that I covered is, yes, I love finding a good deal. I love finding relatively affordable gear that doesn't suck. This fits that bill. But I just think this is a great sounding mic, and it's offering a sound that's a little bit different than other affordable microphones. A lot of the more affordable mics that I have come across do tend to be on the brighter side of things, and that can be a little bit overbearing, a little bit harsh, a little bit sizzly and cheap sounding. This certainly isn't the darkest microphone, but it is offering a much more neutral sound profile compared to a lot of other $100 and less microphones. On top of that, it also has a high-pass filter, which I just engaged, and a minus 20 decibel pad, so you can, it's really loud. Problem solved. And that's just, those are just really nice features to have, so just added bonus cherries on the microphone ice cream. Yep, I think that's all I have to say about it. Just for $100, I like the sound, I like the features. I think it is a really great value option if $100 is your budget. Don't worry, I know the musical interludes are incredibly calming and not disturbing in the slightest. My number 2 favorite interface or preamp of the year is an audio interface. It is the Heritage Audio i73 Pro. Full disclosure, this is a loaner from Heritage Audio. The big draw to this interface is that it has 1073 style preamps, so if you're looking for that kind of preamp sound, this is a great, more affordable way of getting that. It also has a little bit of DSP processing with EQ, compression, a full mixing software. It also has a DI section in case you're running your bass, guitar, or instrument directly into your interface. It allows for that and sounds good. So I just find this so interesting because if I'm not mistaken, this is the first interface that does implement 1073 style preamps into it that is relatively affordable. So that's why I'm picking this as my number 2. My number 1 favorite audio interface or preamp that I covered in 2024 shouldn't be a surprise. It is the Rupert Neve Designs Portico 5017, which is more of a portable desktop preamp, compressor, DI box, multi-function tool that will make your coffee. This thing just sounds really, really good. It is expensive, but it has a lot of features and is very functional. First off, it has a ton of clean gain. You also get a high pass filter, which I think I had engaged. I just disengaged it. You have the option for a silk circuit. There you go. Off, on, off, on. You have compression, which is very limited in the controls. This is all the compression. All the compression. Hello, am I clipping and distorting? Then it has this amazing sounding DI section, which has the DI input, it has a throughput, it has the gain for the DI, and then it also has variable phase in case you're miking up an instrument and capturing the DI and blending them together. It allows you to ensure you're not getting phase cancellation. So as far as a standalone dedicated preamp desktop box, this thing is insanely full-featured. It is expensive, but good gracious, does it sound good. It just sounds awesome. I love how this thing sounds. The 2 complaints I have is I wish I had a little bit more control over all of the features, and secondly, I wish it had a master output fader so I could crank this thing and just distort the hell out of it, because I want to get all of the color and distortion on one of my other favorite items of the year. I hope you're not sick of the music yet, because I spent a lot of time and effort making it sound so good and so appealing. Lastly, let's discuss my favorite production gear that I used over the last year, and coming in at number 3 is an analog drum machine, the Arturia Drum Brute Impact. I got this because I wanted to start including some kind of drums in my preamp reviews. I don't have the space to record drums, I am not a drummer, so the next best thing was an analog drum machine. This fits the bill. It's relatively affordable. It is a mono drum machine, which is perfect because I review mono preamps, and it fits the bill. It has drum sounds. Here are some of them. It's kind of limited, but it does the job. I just had to include it because getting an analog drum machine is just so much more fun than playing around with software synths, because you actually get to turn dials and program in the analog realm, and that's just a lot more fun. So that's why it's number 3 for me. Coming in at number 2 is a guitar pedal. It is the Boss CE2W chorus pedal. Over the last couple of years, I have fallen really into love with synthwave, and I have fallen more and more into love with 80s music. And when I hear a chorus pedal, it just transports me back to the 80s, and I love that. It just inspires me to write differently, and I have had to stop myself from using this on every single music test that I do. But I want to include a quick demo of what it sounds like, so here's a sample without, and then with the chorus pedal enabled. It is just a very distinct sound, and I find it really inspiring to throw on different effects and see what kind of guitar parts want to be written with them on. With a chorus pedal, I just want really chimey, open chords, arpeggios, that kind of stuff, which is perfect because that is all I play now. So that is my number 2, just a very inspiring and fun pedal for me. Coming in at number 1 is the Radial Engineering Reamp box. This allows you to reamp guitars. If you don't know what that means, you are able to record a DI signal of your guitar directly into your DAW. Here is a sample of what that sounds like. Then once you have that recorded, you can route that signal out through this box, back through your guitar pedals, your amp, your speaker, and adjust the tone to fit whatever you want. You can change the microphone placement. It just allows you to play back the exact same performance over and over again and adjust the tone after the fact. I relied on this method a lot for my TLM49 U87 comparison because I had a hell of a time getting the microphone placement right, and I also used this method to record all of the guitar samples in this video, and let's say I wasn't happy with the cleanish tone that I had for those samples, and I wanted all of the distortion. Because I used this method and this box, we can do that. And here's what it would sound like. I had just never explored reamping before, but now that I know how to do it and now that I have the required equipment, I love this method because it saves so much time in comparison videos, and it also removes another variable because now it's not different performances, it's the exact same performance, so there's no variance there. The only real difference is the microphone now. So this is an incredible production method or technique that I'm going to be using a lot going into the future. All right, that's going to wrap up this year's video. I would love to hear from you in the comments down below. What is some of your favorite gear that you've either picked up or used over the last year? And until next time, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year. Hope you have an amazing day. Bye-bye.